So I was reading Luke chapter 14, verse 1 through 6 the other day. And I really was like hearing the Lord. You know what I mean? Like when you have ears to hear and God talks about, his sheep will know him. You really get to know the heart of the Lord as you keep reading the word, thanks to the Holy Spirit. And what was interesting about it was seeing how Jesus, had healed on the Sabbath day, and the Pharisees, were kind of checking him over that in a type of way. But then he was like, are you not the same people that if you had a donkey falling into a pit would not try to get it out immediately, pulling him out on the Sabbath day? And they couldn't answer him. And it really stood out to me when reading this of like, the Sabbath day, clearly knowing you're no longer under the law, is the resting day. But it ain't going to change from if somebody is needing help or if there's any type of compassion that comes from having a change of heart and it produces you into doing something, say on the Sabbath day. There is nothing wrong with that. The same thing with like food or anything that you're in need of and it's the Sabbath day. Like, God ain't going to be like, you can't eat. It's the Sabbath day, so don't eat. You know what I'm saying? It really is just spending your time with him, being in your word, and praying and just understanding it's the resting day. You know what I mean? But it really was hitting me to the core with reading that of like, I was hearing the Lord about having, a heart. Like people getting so caught up in the perfectionism of how to be moving on the day, not realizing their heart is like completely hypocritical for one, because he called out, about would you not pull out a donkey if it was stuck in a pit and they couldn't answer? But also their heart in the place of not having compassion and somebody being healed. Like where's your heart at when somebody's needing to be healed? I was just reading the other day, I made a video about it. Y'all can check out the reel after this video, where it talked about a man who among thieves was left for dead. But then one of these great Samaritans decided to help the man who was left for dead, heal him, bandage him up, take care of him. And then Jesus, it was a parable, he mentioned on how as that person showed mercy is how you should show mercy to your neighbor. It's love your neighbor as yourself. It's showing mercy and compassion. And the whole heart of the gospel is compassion, for real.